Jerusalem, Al-Quds in the capital of Palestine, USA, UK. Trust me, I can get those two idiots to do anything I want. Dumb and dumber. Shut down Facecast. Now, this is some sort of kids game from what I can gather, but warning, please check your children's devices. If you find this app, delete immediately. Children worldwide are being sexually exploited. Please check now. Only Israel can murder 425 children in just 51 days and insist it is the victim. Nottinghamshire children in care abused for decades report. About 350 people told child abuse inquiry of alleged incidents from 1960s to the 1990s, and it's still going on today. Hundreds of children in council care in Nottinghamshire were exposed to sexual abuse by predatory foster carers and residential care staff for decades due to repeated failures to learn from mistakes, an inquiry has found. In one of the largest inquiries into child sexual abuse to date, both Nottingham City Council and Nottinghamshire County Council were found to have repeatedly exposed vulnerable children to sexual and physical abuse, a report said. The Independent Inquiry into Child Sexual Abuse, ICSA, found sexualised behaviour by staff was often tolerated or overlooked. Vaccination without parental knowledge kills 14-year-old girl. Another healthy young girl gone after Gardasil. June 2nd, 2019, Canada already has a law allowing children to be vaccinated without parental knowledge or consent, and that law has killed at least one young healthy girl. Her name was Annabelle Morin. She was vaccinated in school and 16 days later had a severe adverse reaction, but no one connected it to the vaccination. Her mother had no clue her daughter had been recently vaccinated. After she recovered and returned to school, despite the fact that Annabelle told her school about her emergency room visit, the school vaccinated her again, failing to connect the adverse reaction to the dangerous Gardasil vaccine. She died 15 days after she received a dose of Gardasil. Her mother, Linda, had no knowledge when the vaccinations were given, which is perfectly legal in Canada. They're going after the kids. And as usual, face ache is up to its usual shit. You can't post right now. You may have used it in a way that our system considered unusual. Even if you didn't mean to, you can post again in 24 hours. That's why we've got to get over to MeWe and away from this shit face ache book. Corn's just here for the photo call. Ex-Met man attacks mayor on knife crime. Former senior Scotland Yard police officer who helped Sadiq Khan write the policing section of his manifesto has hit out at the mayor, saying he's just here for the photo call. Ex-Superintendent Leroy Logan is bidding to be the London Assembly member, but to change the way City Hall battles crime. When Tory outsourcing and cuts end in fatal social services errors, chaotic children's services are the result of an ideologically driven commitment to outsourcing and austerity, says Dr. Ray Jones. And Joan Anthony says prevention is better paying the price for picking up the pieces. The killing by violent men of two little children in Northamptonshire is shocking and distressing. Social services accused of failing toddlers murdered in their homes, 6th of June. As Patrick Butler notes, the context for children's services in the country was of disarray with great difficulty in recruiting and retraining social workers. Amid council funding cuts, this is a national crisis. But Northamptonshire has been exceptional. The Conservative Council has been in the vanguard of outsourcing services and intended to do so for its social services. Privatisation, basically. I go without food. Struggling pensioner reveals what retirement is like. Patricia Andrew has no savings, no super and no assets. She survived months without spending money on groceries. She's forgone necessities like heating and healthy food just to keep up with rent and pay for utilities. But despite all that, 69-year-old Patricia, who receives the maximum rate of age pension, is on the brink of homelessness. Impossible to find housing. There are no longer any affordable rentals for single pensioners in Australia, forcing many elderly into homeless or onto public housing waiting lists. Crystal MacDonald from Housing for the Age Action Group says the average cost of a one-bedroom private rental for a Melbourne-based pensioner who receives a full pension is 79% of their income, she says. It is near impossible to find stable, affordable housing as a pensioner with no assets. Number of older Australians that have sought assistance from homeless services. See, it's happening all over the world. It's the depopulation that they're trying to do. Exclusive FBI document warns conspiracy theories are new domestic terrorism. Well, of course they are. They can't have us actually figuring out what's going on, can they? They'd never want that. The FBI, for the first time, has identified fringe conspiracy theorists as a domestic terrorist threat, according to a previously unpublicised document obtained by Yahoo News. The FBI intelligence bulletin from the Bureau's Phoenix Field Office, dated May 30th, 2019, describes conspiracy theory-driven domestic extremists as a growing threat and notes that it is the first such report to do so. It lists a number of arrests, including some that haven't been publicised, related to violent incidents motivated by fringe beliefs. The document specifically mentions QAnon, a shady network that believes in deep state conspiracies against President Trump, and Pizzagate, the theory that a paedophile ring, including Clinton associates, was being run out of the basement of Washington, D.C. pizza restaurant, which didn't actually have basement. The FBI assesses those conspiracy theories that very likely will emerge, spread and evolve in the modern information marketplace, occasionally driving both groups and individuals, extremists, to carry out criminal or violent acts. The document states. It also goes on to say the FBI believe conspiracy theory driven extremists are likely to increase during the 2020 presidential election cycle, because everyone's figuring out we're living in a dictatorship. That's the problem. That's what they're scared of. Harry and Meghan's Frogmore house neighbours are issued with do's and don'ts list, to which bans them from talking to royals, asking to see Archie, or petting their dog. These parasites want locking away for the rest of their lives. Strict rules were issued at residents' meeting for those living on Windsor Estate. Locals have branded the notoriously private couple demands as over the top. Couple were criticised for spending 2.4 million of our money on the cottage. The Duke and Duchess of Sussex, new neighbours, were issued with do's and don'ts should they see the pair around the newly renovated Frogmore cottage. It emerged last night. The issue was raised at a residents' meeting for those living near the couple's home on the Windsor estate by a well-intentioned member of the estate staff. Neighbours were ordered not to strike up a conversation with the pair or ask to see baby Archie. They were also told to refrain from offering to babysit or even stroke their dogs should they bound over. Now, this was a post, so I'm just going to read it. Janner's reputation. Lord Greville Janner with Tony Blair, who is in Epstein's Black Book. In 2015, Alison Saunders, England Director of Public Prosecutions, said that there was enough evidence to prosecute Lord Janner for 22 sexual offences reportedly committed in children's homes between 69 and 88. Hamish Bailey says that of Janner, he abused me. It was indecent touching, but he wanted to go further. It lasted 30 minutes. Janner was protected by the top people. Police Chief Mike Creedon was not allowed to arrest Janner. Derbyshire's Chief Constable claimed he was forbidden to arrest Janner. Janner and Boris Johnson. Frank Beck accused Janner of buggering boys. Frank Beck was jailed. Beck died mysteriously in prison in '94. At Beck's trial, 4 witnesses gave evidence that Greville Janner had pursued a sexual relationship with a teenage boy who lived at one of Beck's care homes. A teenage victim speaking under oath said that Janner had sexually abused him repeatedly between the ages of 13 and 15. Carl Beach, only one of many whistleblowers who accused Greville Janner of child sexual abuse. A Jewish judge jailed Carl Beach for 18 years for criticising Janner. Operation Midland investigated the claims of child abuse by Harvey Proctor, Greville Janner and certain other top Jews. When police searched the home of Harvey Proctor, they found blood-stained children's clothing, a whip, a cane, straps, restraints and indecent photos. Operation Midland was closed down. Henricks, a top Jew. Retired Jewish judge Sir Richard Henrick now says that the police should not have searched the homes of Greville Janner and Harvey Proctor. Henrick wants the police to be punished. You see, you go after them and they protect themselves. It's time we started locking these bastards up for the rest of their natural lives. Britain reclaims title of world's second biggest arms exporter. Woohoo! We're selling arms. We're the second biggest arms exporter. Murderer. That's what we've got, a bunch of murderers in Parliament. And they're not just murdering foreigners, they're murdering us as well, as we well know. Foreign sales of Typhoon fighters and the Brimstone missile they carry have returned to the UK to second place in the ranking of the world's biggest defence exports. Mirror. 1.2 million. Tell Boris save free TV for the over 75s. It's strictly Corrie Cath. Flood nightmare. Leave now. 6,500 told to flee as dam holding back 300 million gallons set to burst and destroy town. HSBC staff fear major job cull. Ashes thriller on one day. Peak District town is evacuated. Attack. 72 million Pepe promises goals for Arsenal. 72 million. Fuck, it's ridiculous. Blood test spots breast cancer. Edinburgh 29, our pick of the best. So how prepared are we for no deal Brexit? Let's go back to this Peak District evacuated. Residents of Whaley Bridge in Derbyshire ordered to flee with their pets after reservoir dam starts to collapse. Engineers desperately try to save homes from 1.3 million tonnes of water. There's risk the dam could break. Flooding brings chaos to Midland and north of the England with cars under water and trams blocked. Telegraph. It's talking about the dam again, and there's a picture. Carney accused of reviving Project Fear. Oh, what a shock. Blood test can accurately predict Alzheimer's 20 years before onset. Just get some coconut oil down you. Johnson sinks Justice Secretary's popular proposal for anonymity in sex cases. 3 hours a day of social media linked to teen self-harm. Metro. Dam busted. Town below crumbling reservoir evacuated. Murdered by mummy. X-rated lifestyles led to 2 tiny lives being snuffed out. The scum. Corrie's Cath on Strictly. Pilot tells how Brit teen fell from plane. I had to let her go. Daily Fail. Echo Warrior Harry flies into new storm. Palace stays silent on claims he went to climate change summit by private jet and helicopter. It's just ridiculous. We all know that they're all parasites. UK birth rate at 80-year low. That's part of the depopulation plan, isn't it? Did malaria drug make Cambridge girl throw herself from plane? Interesting. The Guardian. Tarantino and the end of Hollywood. Revealed PM allies firm operated Facebook disinformation network. Tory election strategist company behind covert grassroots campaign. You might make a page to go Trump type. Officials warn UK is not ready for no deal. Yes, we are. England strong start frustrated by Smith. Express. Danger to life. 6,500 fleet town as dam is set to burst after floods. 634,798 plead save free TV licence, Boris. Times. Stormont Royal Portrait faces ends in restoration of Queen. Blood test can detect onset of Alzheimer's. Female jockey won some race or something. Facial recognition tells bar staff who's next. Of course, they're mixing this race thing, the women race. I've got nothing against that, but this is all part of the confuse the agenda shit that they're doing. Waste of paper. What's a calling? Girls, Gavin and Stacey filming. YouTube Saffron strictly fave. Star Scammer, Amanda Slim Pills Fury. FT. Deadly ground. Congo losing Ebola battle. Bank of England forecast 33% chance of economy shrinking. 33%. You know it's all there when they start using their Freemason numbers. Carney cites Brexit uncertainty. Sterling at 30-month low. Trade tension hit growth. European past forces vote of picking candidate to succeed Lagarde at IMF. Why must I prove that I am me to pay my bills over the phone? Do strangers call to pay my bills? And if they do, why don't you let them? It's perfectly good logic there. And finally, when you hear a noise at night but you reach in the wrong drawer. When you think your job is shit, just remember you could be Marie the dildo dipper.